So that is currently the mock-up. It'll sit that much wider. You can see it'll fit a 255 wheel. I'm going to put camber on this car on the front end anyways. It's going to be a track setup. Pretty well flush with the wheel. This will all meet and it bubbles out quite a bit. That's how she looks though. I'm so excited. So excited. Okay, so I got some of the welds TIG welded there. There's definitely some more welding to be done. But this is pretty much how I'm gonna have the fender. So nothing's really bolted up. But if I can get a side skirt to come out. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's gonna sit there. Okay. Okay, so this is the left-hand side. Now the fender, the wheel sticks out along the door, as you can see there. It's the door here, fender, you can see it sticks out about 1.5 to 2 inches with the current wheel setup. Now I'm gonna run 255s and up to 275s on these 9.5 inch NKRPF ones. So this is the solution I've come up with to run the wider tire. I've added an additional panel that is about 1.5 to 2 inches wider. And you can see the fender liner, nothing's bolted up really, it's all just loose. But this fender is a lot wider than the other stock fender. Just give you a quick look here. You can see, based off just the door panel, how much wider this fender actually is. I need to reattach the bumper support, and from the initial playing around with this fender design, I was actually able to flex the bumper to meet the wider fender. So I'll pretty much have no work on the bumper side to make this fit up to the wider fender. So it's gonna be great. It's been a long time since I made a video, but I figured I'd make an update. So 9th Gen Civic Si wide body build, follow along. And then I'm gonna put this piece here, because this is what attaches to your actual chassis and your fender, right? Where you screw your fender in. So I have to reattach this to the actual fender here, but I have to be able to have it on the bumper, right? So I'm gonna figure out how much space or what custom bracket I need to build in order to put this back on so I can put the bumper on the car. So I'm gonna take the bumper, stretch it to where I need it, see if I can fish this on the backside with washers and things and get it all situated. And then I'll come with the TIG welder and tack this so that it's where it needs to be. I have the piece where it needs to be. I gotta weld it all up, Bondo it all so it's smooth. But now the bumper goes onto here and it flexes the bumper out. So now I need to do that exact same thing to the other side, because this is how much the bumper has to flex. That's a lot. Okay, so this is the mock-up with the bumper actually on. Gaps are all perfect. Just gotta weld it up. And this is how much wider it is on the front end. Ooh! Look at that. Man, obviously wheel gap's massive because my tire needs need a bigger tire. I'm probably gonna lower it a bit more. But look at that, dude. Ooh, that looks nasty. Look how much wider that is. The bottom of the bumper flares up to meet the fender. And there'll be lots of body work, don't worry. So I'm swapping these stretchy 235s 4 Ventus RS4s, hand cooked tires. They're going to be flush, tons of grip, actually good at track, other than these flashy stance boys. We're going to go for actual grip, and I'll show you that on the car. Oh! So here's the comparison. You have actual grip, stiff sidewall, flush fitment, stretched. Here's the difference. You see the difference in actual contact patch on each side of the tire. So this should have a lot more grip. Okay, so I just have to weld the fender all the way, but those are the new tires. Those are 255/40/17 Ventus RS4s, hand cooked tires. Plenty of wheel gap. And I really like how good those tires are gonna be. They're literally, they couldn't be more perfect. Seriously, I could slam this another inch and still be good. But I think I'm gonna leave it right there as far as ride height goes. It's plenty for tracking. And the rear needs plenty of work. It's at least 1.5 inches, 2 inches sticking out. But no spacers, no nothing. It's literally just 9.5 tire, or rim, sorry. I welded the top up, and I welded the corner and this part here. That's fully welded. Now I'm going to take this fender off and weld the rest of that. And then I'm going to rip the fender off on this side and weld that up. And then tomorrow, I got to just build a trim piece for in the side of the fender. Weld that on, and then I'm going to do body work. So, okay, I'm calling it for today. I was grinding all the welds off. I got a little package from Amazon. So I got some new LED headlights. I got some brushes for the POR. Those LEDs are going to need a decoder. So you plug that in and you got to find a spot for it, so it doesn't flicker, because they're like 50,000 lumens. And then I also got some stainless steel hardware for the engine bay. I'm determining what I want to do with this grill. Do I want to permanently affix it to the car? I don't know. Do I get a stock grill? Again, this one was better for airflow, kept the car cooler. So I don't really know yet what I want to do, or try to find a better quality grill somewhere. But yeah, that's the update right now. So more body work to do to smooth out all the edges. But on the other side, so this could even go lower a bit. If I wanted it to go lower, it could go lower a bit. Okay, they are in. They're exactly where I need them. I plugged in the seat belt sensor. Beautiful seat. And let's just grab my light. As you can see, POR 15, the base. The back here. You can move the seat back and forth depending on your height. I can just drill more holes. And then the seat belt is attached to the side of the brackets there with a whole bunch of lock washers. It's really stiff, fits really good. Sits a lot lower than the stock seat. I don't know if you can tell, it's like a couple inches lower. It's about the same distance, but it's a lower seat, so my legs can be a little straighter. And I love it. I love it a lot. This is ready for high build primer, which my father-in-law is doing all that. He's doing an exceptional job. This is his first coat of high build primer. Looks absolutely unreal. Super good Bondo work. It's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. So next on the list is the ulterior motive fender flares. So this is what they look like. I got the SV2 flare, and they're a very nice piece. Expensive. I paid probably $200 Canadian for a metal flare that is weld on, but this is kind of where it's going to go. Okay, so this is the permanent marker line I drew out of the actual flare, and then I put the flare over here and drew spots on it just like the flare here. And then what I did actually is took the flare off and I put a piece of tape right where the cut line will be on here, right? So then I can take this, rip this off, match it up to this line and right on the edge, and that'll be where I cut out of this flare for the door piece. And we'll try that out. Okay, so this is what we come up with so far. I have to make, this closes so. Fits perfectly over the tire. So if I open this up, I'm gonna take a piece of tape to make this transition piece. I'm gonna tape from here to here, draw a line, cut that out of steel, and then place it inside there. And hopefully weld it up nicely. All right, this is where we're at. So we have this fender definitely welded on. We have the bottom side trim 2 inches. We gotta seam seal the whole thing. So I've tacked all the way around. I've also put a sliver in there that we got to weld to the actual fender itself. Everything's really tight. Super nice fender flare. And that is the side profile. This is kind of what I did on the other side. So cut all these pieces, tacked them all to the edge, ground it down for the fender flare to go on. Yeah, we got a ton of wheel well room now. Then we're gonna put some short stance fiberglass over the weld once we grind the welds nice and flush, and then we'll have to do some transition body work. Okay, so I welded up the entire thing and I spot welded in here because we're gonna seam seal this whole thing, and I didn't really want to put any more metal in there. And I cleaned up most of the weld. I got some more to do here, but overall it's very, very rigid. Also put a backer piece of metal in there, so now there's no hole there. And next will be body work. Seam seal the inside.